The amount of garage gym gadgetry that's being invented today is ridiculous. I get sent stuff every day. So today I want to go through 10 different items that I think are actually pretty cool. First off is a cheap one. These range in price. I will say, just to start off, if you're looking for more budget-ended items, I'm doing the same exact video on all budget items over on Budget Gym Co-op. I'll put a link below the like button as well in the first comment that you can check it out. Make sure you subscribe. This first one though is a landmine / Viking press attachment. The idea behind this is you attach the barbell to your landmine. Any standard landmine is gonna work. You plug in your barbell and then you're ready to go. Typically the way that this comes is you have a weight horn on each side and then you have handles. The reason for that is so that you can use it not just for lower body, but upper body too for Viking presses. The way this works, stand up, take it off your stand. You can buy a landmine stand, which works great. I have one from Titan, but you can also use something like I have here, which is just a standard box. You lift it off, you move over, and suddenly you can squat. Now, if you need extra weight than what your barbell allows, you can put them on the side horns that come with it. But one of the nice things about this is when you squat, the load is actually heaviest at the bottom of the movement, which is ideal for hypertrophy. So if you're trying to get more quad gains, this is a great way to get tension and volume on the quads with max tension because it's most parallel to the ground at the bottom of the movement with any other way. The other nice thing about this is you can also use it for Viking press. The way you use it for Viking press, you take it off and then you can use it this way. You can also adjust the resistance curve by adjusting your landmine up and down the uprights. This, right around $100, is awesome. But if you want other budget stuff, go to the budget channel. All right, let's show you the next one. This next one is Rogue's latest and greatest cable attachment, partnered with a company called Mutant Metals. Now, Mutant Metals, I think a year ago or so, came out with what they called the Ark attachment. Well, they partnered with Rogue to make it more lightweight, to add extra attachments, make it cheaper and better, which is what I have in front of me. Let's unbox it. Also, if you open boxes a lot, I use box cutters all the time because we're constantly opening and testing stuff. These are one of my favorite. They're cheap. They use these plastic blades that you hardly ever have to replace. They're very hard to cut yourself on, but can cut through tape no problem. Huge fan. Here is the Ark attachment. This is from Rogue Fitness, partnered with Mutant Metals, partnered with Darko Lifting. Both small creators making stuff in the USA, partnered with Rogue so they could create this attachment. This attachment is designed to be used in a landmine, but also be attached to cables, but also take the handles. One thing I will say about this that I wasn't expecting, it is quite heavy, which is kind of annoying. But there is a benefit to some of the stuff I have that attaches to this. If my order is right, we have long handles. Oh, these are sick. Okay, that kind of looks like Spider-Man, doesn't it, Wyatt? That looks epic. So this is actually just over it to protect it because it's anodized aluminum. Wow, that was very satisfying. Finally, Rogue is starting to use aluminum, not just stainless steel, which they offer these in stainless steel and then aluminum. The benefit of the aluminum ones, as you can imagine, they both look sick when they're anodized, but even better than that, they're very lightweight. So the other nice thing about this that the original Ark did not have was it has internal threading. So the other one had a knob that you had to put on there, which made it heavier, took longer. This one, oh, buddy. Dang, that's nice. Then, these are flanges. These are designed to go on the ends. Oh, the knurling feels fantastic. Let's throw it on this lat pull down and see how it feels. Sam, can you put it to the full stack? Don't actually do it. Don't actually put a full stack. Oh, yes. I like the big grip. The big grip feels great. Also, I'm not feeling any rotation because it's got some sort of rubber gasket or something in there that tightens it when it's in there, so I'm not feeling it undo. The other thing that's pretty sweet on this, you can use this on a landmine if you'd like. Also, if you wanted to put two together, you could technically go on that eyelet and then bring this over and go on this eyelet and then do lat pull downs connecting them together if you were using it on a functional trainer. I bought short handles too. Let's just take a look at them. So that's their gunmetal color. That's pretty cool. Pricey, modular, but made really well. All right, let's go to the next one. This is the Ironmaster Ultimate Training Vest. Now, when I did a breakdown of the best weight vests, one that you guys constantly called out was this bad boy right here. Ever since you guys said something about it, I had to get it in and I had to try it. I'm not gonna lie, it's very well done. The reason that it's well done is, like most things that are Ironmaster, they think through some things that most people don't think through. Then they market it so poorly that really the only people that know about it are those that are really into Ironmaster. But this thing kills. Here's why. It's one size fits all, or fits most. Technically, I'd say this is best for those that wear probably a large, maybe a medium t-shirt and higher. For those that wear small t-shirts, just have smaller upper bodies, it's just gonna feel kind of oversized. But this can go up to 70 pounds in weight. Not only that, it doesn't require specialized plates to use other than the plates that you're probably already using if you have Ironmaster dumbbells, which is the Ironmaster Quick Lock plates. Let me show you. There's 4 different plate compartments, and then inside of those are 2 different pockets. We have a plate right here. This is a 5-pound Ironmaster plate, the exact same plate that you use on your dumbbell handles, which are some of the best, most loved adjustable dumbbells in the world. You take these, they have them both 5-pound and 2.5 pounds, so you can adjust there. You place it in this pocket. If you are balling on a budget, one thing you could do if you have Eisenlink plates, or if you just want this and don't want to pay the extra expense for an Ironmaster plate, you can get Eisenlink plates. And these are a very similar dumbbell as Ironmaster. Their dumbbells go up to 160 pounds. We talk about them often on the Budget Gym Co-op channel. These actually fit in here as well. The one thing about this to consider is these have these nubs on here where these don't have anything like that. So I would recommend probably putting these out away from you so they're not stabbing you. It has multiple Velcro system. It also uses this sweat wicking fabric. It's using 600D Cordura on the outside. And it generally just feels really freaking good and is 80 bucks. So if you already own Ironmaster plates, want a heavy weight vest, most weight vests don't get nearly this much unless they're extremely expensive. This is the best. Thanks for letting me know. Also, if any of these items you're interested in, check out links below the like button. And if you'd like to see any other items reviewed, let me know in the comments. Let's go to the next one. Next is the GetRx RX3 military bench frame. But they've been coming out with some really cool stuff. One was their big release, the Tornado Arms rack, the Tornado rack that features the 360 rotation handles, basically like a free motion. They came out with this military bench frame. The military bench frame is technically just that piece right there that you see on the ground. The idea behind this is you have a movable station with a centered upright that you can move wherever you want, load it down with plates for extra stability, and then you can use it for lat pull downs. They really made this as a system that features quite a few different pieces. One is this piece right here, which is a lat pull down seat. It's a little bit unique in that this actually adjusts. So you can use it like a seal row pad, chest supported pad. They also create an attachment that this pulls out. Then this is their Omni pad. This goes in, and then you can have a fully upright bench that a lot of people don't have in their home gym. And honestly, a military bench in a home gym for not a ton of different movements is not very beneficial. Whereas this, it's modular, so you can have a military bench frame, but you can have other attachments that go with it too. Now it's kind of rocky at first, but they've got lock nuts on the side that do make it so it's a lot more firm. You can add weights to the front feet to weigh it down. The other thing that's kind of nice about this, for those of you that have something like a Coop Squat, a Rogue Rhino, you can put this in front of it, and then suddenly you can do chest supported rows. If you'd like, you just have to make sure it's weighed down. I will say, one of the things that I wish they would have made for this is the ability to lock into the rack. The weight post idea is fine. It's just kind of annoying because you're gonna have to put the plates on, move the thing around, undo the plates, that sort of thing. It would have been superior in my mind if it locked into the side of the cross members and you knew it was just solid. But this idea in general is pretty cool. But let me show you another option they came out with that I think is pretty versatile. That is this. This is their center post, the RX3 centered post. The idea behind this is to have something kind of similar to what you have over there that's not as portable, that locks in. This is designed technically for their racks, which are 48 inches outside to outside width. But I think because it's 48 inches, it can work on a 47-inch rack like a rep PR5000, but could also work on a Rogue Monster rack that's 49 inches outside to outside. It's just gonna be slightly shifted over to the side, but you could also make it so you have bushings or things that move it out and in. Actually, the way you can do it is removing this UHMW plastic and these, and that would allow you probably to have either far to the left or far to the right. The benefit of this for some of you is probably pretty obvious. You just place this wherever you'd like in the rack. On either side, you can then lock it in, and suddenly you have an upright that's centered in the rack that you can then add more attachments to. For instance, this is their thigh pad / low row. I've been using this actually quite a bit. The way that this works, it attaches in, then you can put a side pin in, and then now you can use this for lat pull downs. But this pad also works for low rows. You can fold this down, and now you have a place where you can do low rows if you wanted to use your center mount low row or say a Rogue Rhino, something like that. Also, these handles, they are awesome, very cheap. Go to the Budget Gym channel if you'd like to see them. This piece though is dang cool because it works both as a thigh pad. You could also use it for Nordic curls, which is nice if you put it at the bottom of the rack. But then on this side, you have your low row foot plates. These pieces from GetRx are actually pretty cool. The one I think I like the best is this one, and then the other one I would use is actually this center post. The military bench frame is pretty cool. Depends on your usage. It's just, I don't want to deal with loading it down with plates because you pretty much have to for stability. All right, let's go to the next one. If you're building a home gym, one thing you'll realize is you're gonna want some tunes. There's a lot of different speakers out there. This is one I recently bought. This is the Turtlebox Ranger. It's around 200 bucks, which is kind of pricey for a Bluetooth speaker. There's many out there that you could go with if you're looking for some more budget. I will say, the audio quality on this is fantastic. It links to other Turtlebox speakers like the bigger one, but the biggest benefit I think for home gym owners that I haven't seen in a lot of these speakers is this. It's got magnets, and the magnets are really strong. If you're in a home gym, you have a lot of metal in your gym. And so if you're moving from station to station and you want the speaker to just be by you, let's say up there, and then you're ready to go. There's just something so satisfying about magnets. See, it sticks to Wyatt. No, just kidding, sorry. I hit you kind of hard, are you okay? Then this sticks here too. So if you're in a home gym, you probably love magnets already because you have a lot of metal. This is a great way that you can add speakers to your gym and just leave it on your rack. All right, next one. All right, I showed a military bench frame from GetRx, which is this one over here, the RX3. This is a way that you can add something somewhat similar for upright shoulder presses and other movements without having to buy a new bench. Now, the benches that most of you have, if it's an adjustable bench, is probably gonna be something like this that adjusts on a ladder system or a pop pin. These work great. One of the annoyances though that a lot of people have with these type of benches is the fact that the pad goes really high. So when you're wanting to do a military bench, you get in here, a lot of times when you're doing an overhead press on a bench, you wanna get your head out of the way. Well, you got this pad right here that doesn't allow you to do it. So what do? If you don't wanna upgrade your bench, go with something else, you can buy a pad that allows you to do those sorts of movements without replacing your bench. This is the Abmat bench wedge. It's a piece of foam. It's an overpriced piece of foam. It's 75 bucks. So if you don't want to spend that, I understand. Just scrub to the next part of the video because the next part's pretty cool. This allows you to have a wedge against you that allows you to sit more upright and have room behind your head. So when you're pressing, you can get in a better position. The padding is very wide and very comfortable, so it just feels very good. The other benefit to this is you can attach it to all sorts of bench frames for different movements, but I really like it too for seal rows. This allows you to really get in here no problem if you're using separate cable handles where you can get ROM, where you have no issues with your head and then can pull all the way through. The other thing that's nice about it, it's made really well. It has this grippy vinyl on the back so it doesn't slide up and down on the bench. If you combine that with like grippy vinyl on the bench, works really well. Okay, let me show you the next one. This next one is for those of you that like to train with resistance bands, and the platform that you're probably gonna use is be something like this, except this is the bougie version. This is a new version from Harambe called the Cyber Plate. This allows you to use resistance bands for all sorts of movements. The big benefit of this one is one, it looks really cool. It's the thick metal that just looks sick. But the biggest benefit are these rollers. Most platforms that you see today from companies that are selling these do not have rollers. I have one from X3, it's just a plastic plate with edges. So the bands, adjusting them and getting them dialed in can be an annoyance and take some time. It also wears the bands prematurely. This allows these to roll. They're also self-oiling, so you never have to do any maintenance on them. If you're doing resistance band movements with a plate, this is by far the best way I've found to do them. Now this is pricey. It's not like this unit is designed for those that are on an ultra budget. They have other systems that work, but by far, this is the best plate that's available, the Cyber plate. All right, let me show you the next one. All right, this next one is a piece that I reviewed. I did a full review over a year ago. Sometimes my opinion changes on things after I've had a ton of time with them, and this is one of those. When I did a review on these are the Titan twist lock collars. I really like them. Well now, to be honest, I freaking love them. I think these are some of the best collars that are out there. Everybody I talk to that has these is pretty much in love with them, even ones that have really nice collars. These have kind of replaced the Eleiko Oppen collars for me. One, they're just very easy to use. Two, they use magnets, so they're very easy to take on and off. You can place them on something really quickly and they just grip. The other thing is they just slide on quick. Because of the knurling that's there, they're just very easy to quickly slide and tighten. And then when you want to remove them, you just unslide and take off. They're a twist lock. I mean, it's very simple. Now, I wouldn't recommend these for people that are doing like Olympic lifting, very heavy, and they're worried, or CrossFit, and they're worried about the plates bouncing off. These will hold. They just don't hold as some of the others on the market. One of those are like the Rogue collars, USA Olympic collars. If you want something that's really gonna hold and not let go, that's a great option. But if you're like most home gym owners, you're just throwing these on when you squat and do other movements, just want them to stay on and want something that looks cool, attaches quickly, and also holds and does what they say they're gonna do, these are awesome. And now they come in colors. Then, this is the Rogue multi-use lat seat. Technically, it was designed originally to be launched with this. This is the CTM1 from Rogue that we recently reviewed. It's a multi-use lat pull down, low row, and functional trainer unit. Well, they made a seat that can be used with this. This is just really well made. It's classic Rogue. You tighten this on, and then now you have the ability to do lat pull downs using this thigh pad, which is pretty standard fare for most of these. Really where this I found a lot of benefit and I really like about it is the fact that I can take this off, flip it upside down, place it in, and then this rotates all the way around with bushings. It's very smooth and then locks in. And then I can do chest supported rows very easily. There really wasn't a system that I compared to the Bulldog pad from Sornex. I've used that ever since it came out. It's very simple. I love that thing. Honestly, this has kind of replaced the Bulldog pad for me. The Pegasus didn't really do that. I like the Pegasus, but this one, I think because it gets me off and away from the upright really well. I've got a lot of headroom. Of all the seats that are out there, it is one of my favorites. Now that may be recency bias because it just came out and I've been using it a lot. So we'll see long term, but if you're looking for a seat and like the quality of Rogue, don't mind the weight. Honestly, that's my biggest detractor. Rogue, if you could remake this and make it lighter, I would freaking love it. I know you've got these 3x3 uprights with these holes, which is cool because it matches the aesthetic of everything else. The reality is, I don't know if I'm ever gonna use those holes. So I think it just would be nice if it was overall lighter, but the benefit of it being heavy is it's very stable. Okay, there's 10 plus items. Let me know any that you'd like to see me review in the future or add to this. Also, if you have experience with any of these, let me know in the comments. This has been the Coop from the Garage Gym Reviews. I'll see you next time. Peace.